What's up, fellow knife nuts? I just thought I'd take a quick sec and share another piece of my collection. This is a piece that I just can't get enough of. I dig. I think anytime you catch a YouTube video kind of showing this maker's work, they dig it. It's just the coolest, one of the most unique, overbuilt, one-of-a-kind custom knives. And I think it's a custom. That's how I look at it. This is a Direware. And for collectors, you absolutely know what this is. For non-collectors and kind of casual knife junkies, it looks like something out of a video game. And it pretty much is. This is a really overbuilt tactical folder. I got it in Lockside is in that bronze anno. Forgive me. I tried to Windex it to bring the color out and I kind of missed a few spots, but I think you're getting a good feel for the color. It's a very strong bronze goldish anno. And on the show presentation side, it is an absolutely beautifully executed carbon fiber. And I've gone over this with watchmaker's loop, and believe it or not, I couldn't see any voids, which is very rare. There's like a spot right here I noticed, but it's not a void. It's just the way the light catches that particular strand of the fiber, carbon fiber. This is the Solo V4, and Direware doesn't have V1, V2. That's kind of a moniker put out there by the collectors in the world of collecting. And this is the V4. And there's a new version, which is thinner. And in my opinion, this is the one I was going after. This is the Grail Direware for me. The Solo is the largest of the group. And V4 was the flipper. And it maintained the 5 screws. And I just love it. And it flips like a rocket. Very complex grind on this, and it's kind of why I wanted to share it with you. There are several different grinds, and if you visit the maker's website, you can see all of them. And his website's cool, guys. I encourage you to go check it out. There's like a Hawkbill, there's all these different ones, but to me, this is when I think of a Direware, and over the years as I've kind of studied it and then became Direware curious and then got on the hunt on a serious level, this was the piece that I thought I'd need in my collection because it represents the best work that Eric does. It's a killer piece, guys. Thumb studs. I can't flip this with the thumb studs. This is they're basically the log bar too. They're hitting the carbon and they're hitting the titanium. The jimping is killer. This knife in my hand, I can honestly say, is probably one of the most comfortable, one of the best knives I've ever held. Honestly, it's so comfortable. It feels, it's big. There's no doubt about it, but it just feels so good. It feels like you could just hack a tree down, and I'm sure you can. I've used it. I'm not a heavy cutter, but I've used it on cardboard, and I've stabbed wood with it, and I've broke firewood with the tip, and it's okay. It's taking it like a champ. Actually, it doesn't really show too much. It's very, very sharp. But the part that I think myself and a lot of collectors, I'm pretty sure, dig about it is the grind and the action. It just flips for being such a gigantic knife. It just flips. On the lock side, beautiful work on the hardware. If you notice there's all these little like dots in here. It's all just this aesthetically pleasing, I think. Even the way they cut out the thumb cutout, how they bring the cut over, not necessary, but just looks cool. Super cool, sculpted titanium pocket clip with the standoffs. It's just really well done. You kind of notice the 3, and then the 3 make a line straight across. That's kind of a V4. And just a beautiful piece. I mean, even if you take a good look at the, come on, focus a little bit. I guess it's the thumb studs. They're just done so well. And if you look at the pivot, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's a conical shape. But when you look at it dead on, it gives you this kind of like, almost like the bit or whatever he was using to grind started chattering, and it made the mill left like lines in it, and it does this crazy rainbow effect. I mean, I know that seems ridiculous. If you're not a knife collector, that seems kind of lame, but it's these little nuances between each maker and each blade in particular that either makes a blade, you know, grail worthy or not. And on this one, to me, this is the Direware that I want to keep in my collection, that I can keep forever and be proud of. It's absolutely stunning. You know, as oils you can kind of see as your hand oil touches the titanium, it discolors the anodizing, but that looks sick. You know, when you put this in your jeans, a lot of the top of the blade shows. If you take, it's not like a really low rider kind of clip. It's big, you know. People see it and they're like, "Is that like a grenade in your pocket or something?" But when you take it out, this is a knife that can freak people out. But collectors go just bananas over. The blade is, I love how they left the grind marks, and the flats are a dark, dark, dark acid wash. And then it looks like it's tumbled or stone wash. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, but it works. It's a two-tone blade, and it just looks sick. And it needs that contrast, I think, personally. I don't know if you can see the blade steel marking. You know, forgive me, in the last videos I haven't really been talking about blade steel, and I should, because that's a monster part of it. But I'm new to this game, this video thing, so I will from now on, and you can see it right there. There's the maker's mark. Nice and subtle. I mean, look at the grind, how complex it is with the swedge. It plays with light amazingly, and then there's the cutting edge, and on the front too, and this is sharp. This edge on the front is sharp. The recurved edge is sharp. I mean, it's a knife sharpener's worst nightmare, but this steel, in my opinion, I don't really know too much about it, but in my opinion, come on, it does well. It holds its edge. Believe me, I've cut firewood with it, and it's still sharp. The blade is thick, and it comes down to quite a fine point. So it's not the best paper cutter. You can cut paper, but I don't really cut. That's not my thing, so I don't really do that. You're probably not going to see that on my videos. Just an outstanding job by Direware. Beautiful. I encourage you to go to the website. Keep an eye out. If you can ever get an order in, you should definitely do it. This is a piece that is so unique and strangely beautiful that I think every real tactical folder collector or knife collector in general should have, because it is so strange looking and beautiful at the same time. It's kind of like a manatee or some kind of strange organic creature. And then you flip it over and then you get this like straight out future space warrior hand sword. I mean, take a look at the detail of the way this comes down and continues the circle around. I mean, that's not a mistake. You know, that is intentional by the maker, and you have to pay attention to those subtleties to really kind of appreciate what's going on. If you see how the lock bar cutout kind of wobbles by, it bows right here and then back in. So that's so that the entire profile of the blade is like contoured. So when it's in your hand, it's money. I mean, that just feels good. This thing, I mean, I'd hack on stone with this thing, honestly, and I'd feel completely comfortable with it. And I'm sure it could handle it. Absolutely. You come at it from behind, it looks badass, it's scary. You know, if you're ever at home and you think someone's hiding in your house, you come at them with this thing, I'm playing. They'll piss themselves. But on a serious note, this is the Solo V4. I'm stoked to share it with you guys. If you have any questions about it, or want more information about it, or if you want to see closer, you know, check on my Instagram. I post pictures of this stuff too. Hit me up. And if you want me to keep doing these videos, it'd be my pleasure. Take one last look at it. Standoffs are just meaty. Just a stunner. Beautiful, beautiful blade. And the sound even on close. Oops. That is the Direware V4. Take it easy, guys.